Good evening. Welcome to Guthrie Castle, our humble abode. And as I was telling Michael a couple of minutes ago, this is a first vis-a-vis, not just because it's a hardcore seminar for alumni. This is the first time that we really entertained around the Christmas time or the holiday season. And because basically I'm antisocial. I don't really like fucking up some downtime that I would normally have by seeing not just you guys, but seeing my neighbors or any of the other assholes that live around here. And I hope you're watching on YouTube. But this is going to be an experiment for both of us, or me and you, in that, as I was just saying, we started with about 100 cases, many of which came from the B schools, Stanford, Harvard, the better schools, and then we've got your cases, which aren't necessarily comparable, but we had as much. I asked you. Remember, I said I want you to give me all the information that you need to buy a business, sell a business, or merge it. Does everybody understand? Did that come across fairly clearly? I mean, it wasn't that fucking difficult, was it? Bert?
It wasn't difficult yet, however.
I don't want to hear the however. So, save the however for in the group, when the group are chopping you up. And I had, on the high end, I had 300 motherfucking pages. 300 fucking pages. On the low end, I had 300 words. Now, I'm not saying the 300 pages was right, but I'm pretty sure the 300 words wasn't. And we had everything in between. Michael, how many, what did we say? 150, 160 pages. Now, as I've told you before, when you go to pitch private equity or whoever, a bank, whatever, 95% of all the information that you give them never gets read by anybody that can make a decision. 95 fucking percent. 95. And when you go into the private equity places or the investment side of the banks, you see rooms with little young drones sitting there like Peter here, just got out of school as a CFA, a CPA, a this, or that, and all the bullshit. And they're sitting around with boxes of deals that never got read. So which one do you think they're going to read, assholes? The 300 or the 300? Or the 300 pages or the 300 words? Well, the 300 words is just going to shit can. And when I was in graduate school, I had a guy that was the dean of the School of Business, a guy named, we call him Rabbit Raby. He used to be the president of United States Steel, and he left. He got his PhD at Stanford. He came back to school to teach, and I was his graduate assistant. So I used to teach a labs for him in some of his courses. And he'd roll over in his grave if he knew this. I used to weigh him. Midterms and finals. You know, with a letter scale that you put letters on to see how many ounces they weigh? That's how I graded you. The 3 or 4 ounce ones, C. The 1 ounce ones, 1 ounce, C. And then if I had any hesitation whatsoever, I'd flip through it and I'd look for keywords, and then I gave him a grade. Well, it's not much different than that when you put a proposal to a private equity guy. Except, hopefully, they're not weighing them. Unless they were some of my students from 35, 40 years ago. Maybe because I used to tell the kids, I weighed them at the end of the semester. Now, if I told the students that now, they'd go to the student, wherever you complain, students complain in universities. They'd complain and they try to get me fired. When I told the students, they all went, I'm glad nobody wasted their fucking time reading that shit. So we're going to go through the studies. We've got about 30 or 35, depending on how fast we are. But basically, we're going to cover the amount of casework that you would cover in a 2-year MBA in 10 days. In 10 days. And many of the cases almost all the cases that you guys presented on your own had to do with your own business ideas. Almost all of them. There's a couple of them that didn't. And some of your business ideas had merit. Most of your business ideas didn't. But it's important to understand why they didn't have merit. Not just because they were shit. We got Anthony, if I remember correctly, went to buy a fucking hotel or some shit. Fuck. I mean, now that's not the funniest, so don't laugh. We've got some others, you know. But the important thing is like Tony, who's ostensibly a financial professional. Right? Isn't that? I'm not so sure. Yeah. Went to Berkeley. Weren't you even at Lazar's or some place like that at one time? Fuck. I mean, what the fuck? And the guys that come from the financial background had a tougher time than the guys that just said they wanted to buy a travel lodge. Was it a travel lodge, Tony? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was a travel lodge. Anyway, so we're going to go through that. You're going to be broken into 5 groups. We're going to have breakouts every day. We're going to meet up at least 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. There will be one person designated the head of each group based on the fact that I know you all, based on the fact of your experience or the lack thereof. And you'll be put in 5 different places around the estate. And you'll work on the cases. And I'll travel around between the groups to listen to you and give you my input. Chris, I know that you lost your clothes, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. That's dressed up for San Francisco, though. Really? Yeah, I mean, that's really dressed up for San Francisco. And then we will, at the end of the day, we have some bonus cases for those of you, groups that can get through this stuff more quickly. But we're gonna, you'll be, some of you will be really surprised. Notwithstanding, you went through a week of the seminar and got a lot of, as I say, you know how to play the whole orchestra now because you know all the tools. But invariably, your default are the tools that you felt the easiest doing. Some of you, for some God-forsaken reason, find it easier to do spreadsheets. I don't know why that is. I have no idea, but some of you do. Some of you don't know how to do a spreadsheet. Now I'm going to show you that. Because a spread, if you got it set up right and you change the numbers, the computer does the work for you, right? But some of your fucking numbers are wrong from spreadsheet to spreadsheet. How's that possible? But you did it though. And then more importantly, you sent it to me. As I love to say, if we were at war, we'd all be fucking dead. We'd all be speaking German. And there's a great series on TV here called Man in the High Castle about Germany won the war. And they took to the United States to the Mississippi River, and the Japanese won the other war, and they took the rest of but we'd be all going Sieg Heil. I mean, we would. I look forward to you leaving here on January the 3rd with a hell of a lot more, not basic information, because you've already got the basic information, but a hell of a lot more know-how to look at deals. Because some of your deals took me, I want to say 60 seconds, but I was going to say 7 seconds. Okay, I'll say 10 seconds to ascertain that they're shit. They're shit. Okay. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to the YouTubers, and we'll see you guys in the morning.